Y'all see the title. I was very aware of this trophy wife, but I wanted to wait because I know with a lot of these stories, these salacious stories, they come out and typically there's more information that comes out, and then people are doing 2 and 3 and 4 videos. And I understand it because of course you capitalize off of that, but I kind of like just sit back and wait for more information to come out to kind of get a grasp on what it is, to give my thoughts on it. These are serious allegations that this woman is making towards her, I guess, ex-husband at this point, or soon to be ex. And so you have to look at it and weigh what's being said. As you guys probably have seen, I'm pretty sure y'all are familiar with this, the trophy wife. You know, she's gone viral for claiming that her husband essayed, I'll just say that, her daughters. She has 2 daughters by her husband, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she has two sons from a previous relationship, but she has 2 daughters from her husband. She considered herself a trophy wife. I think she was giving women advice on relationships and how to be a trophy wife, and she took a lot of her cues from Shira 7, the sprinkle lady, which, child, I don't advise anybody to do that unless you want trouble, because to me, if you listen to that type of advice, you're going to run into some trouble. You're going to run into the wrong type of guys. And unfortunately, that's allegedly what may be happening here, but we're not too sure. We're still, watching it to see what other information comes out, because there are several videos, and we're going to talk about it because it always behooves me to pay attention to what people say and not jump on any bandwagon, because you don't know if people are truthful. You don't know if they're untruthful. You don't know. We don't know these people. So you don't know what is really going on. And we know in this day and age, social media, clout chasing, and all that is real. So a lot of people, realize they need to get a bag, and they start lying about some stuff because they know a bunch of the hyenas are going to jump on it. A bunch of women are going to attack it and just run with it and believe it and start donating, start pulling out those pockets and giving to these people, because she did create a GoFundMe. And so I always wonder, why does everything have to be associated to a GoFundMe? This is why I will say, look, and I'm on social media. I'm a social media content creator, but I still say, don't listen to me or anybody else before you listen to yourself. Learn how to distinguish some morals and values, and learn how to judge things for yourself and use common sense. Don't jump into any relationship with anybody until you vet that person properly. Don't just go out thinking because somebody got money or because they look good that, oh my God, you got to get with them and jump with them, and not realize that may be some horrible consequences associated with that. You don't know who these people are. And I think when you listen to the sprinkle lady or anybody else who's giving you this superficial advice, you make horrible decisions like this. The dichotomy of the way people think is so backwards. It's just backwards. When if he got money, you ain't got to worry about vetting him. Just get him, have him buy stuff for you, spend money on you. That's all they care about. But all of the stuff that these women are being taught that they should be focused on, go focus on this and how he dressed, his shoes. I said over and over and over again, none of that ish matters. The focus is on the wrong things. And if she's telling the truth, I'm not surprised. I mean, I don't know these people, but what I'm saying is, I wouldn't put anything past anybody that you don't really know. You didn't take time to vet. You're looking at other things, superficial things that outweigh your judgment. One thing that I know is constant with people who that's been done to is that when you have children, you are super cautious with who you let your kids hang. I don't know about who you let your kids hang around, who you let watch your kids. You're overprotective of your children when you've been through something like that. But from what I'm hearing from this story, this woman has 2 sons from a previous relationship. When she was dating the guy who is her husband now, she was dating other people. It's just a lot going on. And, and at this point, we don't know what really happened, but You got to look at a person's history. You got to look at their credibility based on the choices that they've made and the things that they've done in their past. That's all you can go off of. I just hope and pray nothing happened to those kids. But I think with women, what they try to do, some women, this is not all women. I'm not putting all women in this whatsoever, but I got to make that clear. For some women, they don't think about these types of things. When you're doing what you want to do for you, that's all that matters. You're not thinking about the outcome of the kids, how these kids are going to fare, what these kids are subjected to, who they're subjected to, what could possibly happen. They're not thinking about that. All they care about is getting to the bag. And you got people out here pushing this, getting to the bag. Girl, get him with some money. Girl, he broke it. He dusty and this and all this other dumb stuff that really doesn't matter. And then on top of that, now you're not a trophy wife anymore. Bragging about being a trophy wife. What does that mean when you don't have the real, probably, I'm assuming, because just because you call yourself a trophy wife, what does that really mean? A lot of times this stuff is smoke and mirrors. A lot of these people don't have the real values and real, understanding of what it takes to be in a relationship for real. It just be a bunch of BS. People get on social media and sell this stuff to unsuspecting women who think this is the way it's supposed to go. And as soon as something hit the fan, they still don't get the accountability. A lot of this stuff on social media is a bunch of BS. I'm hoping and praying, y'all, that these children nothing happened to these innocent babies. I just think the children are always the innocent bystanders. And I just hope nothing happened to those babies. And I'm hoping, this is not true. If it's clout chasing and all of this is a whole nother level of clout chasing, but this is involving children, which is unfortunate, but this is, I don't know, I guess we'll see how this all unfolds. Now we're going to move on to this clip of her husband's niece. So this is the husband's niece who's come out and telling her side of it. Let's hear what she had to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dee, and I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Her and my uncle got together really quick. She thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle, but then when things didn't go her way, and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already Isis had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, Isis went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it.
Baby, listen, what do you guys think about this? This would be a twist of events if this is true. Once again, this is all alleged because we don't know what the truth is yet, and hopefully it comes out. But what in the world? So this is the niece now. And I see some people, and I've saw people in other people's posts saying, oh, the niece is lying because that's her, that's her uncle. So she's defending him. And then some people are saying her story seems plausible. I've seen some people who I thought would go a different way said they believe the niece.
She's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world when if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child abuse case of her own. Her youngest son she tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. So once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, who hurt you? Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing all her other kids. And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls, he's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother, he's touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister. But all of this will come out eventually.
I think it needs to come out. The truth needs to, whatever the truth is, it needs to come out, because if the allegations are false, that's horrible, and if they are false against the husband, false in any way, that needs to be dealt with. The truth needs to come out. If the allegations against the father are false, then I think there needs to be consequences behind that. But a lot of times, there aren't. When it's the father who's mean, if it's a lie, usually if it's a woman lying on the man, she gets to just walk off in the end. There's no consequences, no jail time, no nothing, if they're false. But I think if these are false allegations, then she needs to be prosecuted if that's the case.
My thing is, you're sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said,
that's what I thought,
oh my gosh, the baby's been touched. He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. What mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been, or my babies have been touched? Excuse me.
Okay, so now this part, the wife, this is something she posted on social media. She said, I'm so tired of misinformation. My daughters are his biological children. So I think somebody was asking whether his daughters are his, right? That is his daughters, but she have 2 sons from previous relationships or whatever. She says this could happen to anyone, and of course it could. Also, I knew this man for a 6-month period. 6 months, that's not a long time. Before I became his wife. That is not long at all. Yes, I ran a background check. I'm not stupid enough to date online without one. He had no prior charges other than some speeding tickets. I saw every speeding ticket he ever had before I agreed to go on a first date. My dating profile said I had no children, which that's not true, right? She did. I never married for money. I married because he pretended to have all the same values as me. I married to build a family on a solid foundation. He never showed signs of being a PD file, but yes, I'll take the blame. There's also another content creator who has 2 daughters by her husband, their biological father. Would she also be a dumb pygmisha if her husband did the same to their daughters? So listen, y'all, I'm going to leave it here. Y'all definitely hit the like button on your way out. I will continue to watch this case to see what actually happens, who's lying, who's telling the truth. And hopefully, no matter what the situation or the outcome is, that these kids get some help. They need help one way or another. They need help if this happened to them by the father, and they need help because the mother doesn't seem all the way there, if you ask me also. So everybody needs some therapy. Everybody could stand to get some type of help mentally, because these kids are going to have to deal with some trauma and some stress, no matter how you look at it, no matter who's lying and who's telling the truth, because now it's a broken home. They're going to have to wonder if they'll ever be able to see their father again. If the father is a problem, this trophy wife is no longer a trophy wife. She's a single mother again. and she gonna have to figure out how she gonna move on with her life, because if she's lying about this, I don't think not ain't too many men gonna be trying to wife her up because they wouldn't trust her.